Just moments ago in the Oval Office, President Trump now claiming without any evidence that vandals are to blame for the mounting problems facing the recently renovated reflecting pool. Overhauling the pool has been a top priority for the president, who has repeatedly promised crystal clear water over new American flag blue base. But despite the $14 million plus price tag, that blue quickly became green with algae. Then last week, as workers tried to kill the algae, the newly repainted pool started peeling. In a social media post this weekend, the president said that the reflecting pool will likely need to be at least partially drained for repairs, and alleged the peeling paint was caused by vandals who dumped chemicals in the pool and slashed the coating with a knife. Speaking from the Oval Office just minutes ago, President Trump said that 5 people had been arrested for vandalism and 5 were under investigation. But as for proof of the vandalism, the president told reporters it will be seen in court. NBC News' legal affairs reporter Gary Grumbach also made his way to the reflecting pool today. He joins us there now. It's interesting, Gary, that the president has specifically said to just look for the court documents. That's basically your job at NBC, is to look for court documents. You usually see them before anybody else. Are there any court documents yet that reflect anything related to these arrests?
There are no court documents in Superior Court here in D.C. There's no court documents in federal court. He says call the Parks Department for photos. We've done that. We've done it all day. If you're watching from the Park Police, give me a call. I'd love to chat and find out what exactly the president is talking about here. Because he says there are 5 people under arrest, 5 people under investigation, and the White House says there have been 14 police reports filed about vandalism to this, the reflecting pool, which, by the way, since Friday has gotten a lot less green. And that's because of what you're seeing over here. See those white bubbles over here? That is called advanced nanobubble technology, and that is being put in place by Green Water Solutions, a company that got a no-bid contract for more than $1 million. The owner of the company is a big Trump donor in recent years, and there's actually a lot of security here on National Mall, too, to ensure that there aren't any more vandalism, if there was vandalism in the first place. I want to show you this. This is a portable camera. These are lining up and down the National Mall. We have seen members of the National Guard out here. You can see them right over here, Charles, down here. You can see members of the National Guard walking past. You've got federal agents from HSI. You've got members of the U.S. Park Police, Metropolitan Police Department, federal agents across the federal government here, making sure there is no vandalism. But as we've said, we haven't heard any. Ryan?
Yeah. And the president also suggested today that the pool might need to be drained again. This is already over $14 million, approaching $15 million. How much more could that cost taxpayers?
Yeah, we're at about a 16.4 at last check between the 2 different companies in terms of how much money we are talking has gone to this project. And that's not including the draining of this pool, the fixing of whatever needs to be done. If there is a 250-foot slash, that will need to be redone. Things will need to be redone where some of the paint has been peeling off. So that's all going to add up here. And this is all, again, is taxpayer dollars.
And does it feel like the president is all in on this? We've seen him just kind of abandon some of his other beautification projects, the best example being the Kennedy Center. Will he ever just chalk this up as a loss, or is he going to keep pouring resources into it?
You know, the president does not like to chalk things up as a loss, generally speaking. He does like to fight things out. I imagine that's exactly what will happen here. He's fighting it out in the courts at the Kennedy Center. He's fighting it out here in the courts on the National Mall as it relates to the reflecting pool. And he's doing that across the city with different projects, whether it's the ballroom, whether it's the arch over there on Memorial Circle. I imagine this will continue to be a fight. But an important note here about the 4th of July, he wants this all done by then. First of all, time-wise, it's probably not going to be done by then because this took weeks to get to this point. But second of all, this whole area on the 4th of July is actually going to be closed off because this is where 850,000 fireworks are going to be set up and blasted off from on the 4th of July. So this whole area is going to be closed to the public anyway, Ryan.
I can't imagine that will help keep it clean. That's just a guess. I'm not a pool expert. Gary Grumbach, thank you so much for your insight into this.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.